Okay. Is everybody here? Is everybody here?
Yes.
Is everybody having a good time, Louisa? Okay. Is the grand party? Thank God for this guy named Irwin. Otherwise, yay! Look at Geraldine Saunders applauding while we... listen, we're about to start the program, and we've got a lot of surprises for you. Did everybody enjoy the meal? Oh, good. Great. You all enjoyed the meal. That means there won't be any refunds. Thank you very much. You may, no refunds tonight, Bob Marino. You know that. No refunds. It's been a chaotic day at our office. It's been chaotic here tonight. There's so many surprises. And I've got to tell you how this all started. 18 years ago, tonight we have the 18th Annual IRWIN Awards. Don't applaud so much, I'm thinking of quitting. You know, so I don't think the applause will help. In Yiddish they have an expression, Garnish will helfen, right Aaron? Nothing will help. So you don't have to come in with the applause. But I tell you, this organization was founded in 1976 by an idiot, me. I thought there should be an organization for book publicists, but actually an organization for authors, because most authors are book publicists at heart. Most authors cannot afford professional PR people like yours truly. So they have to do the publicity themselves. I like this idea very much because the authors become so frustrated and so they're not making progress that eventually they hire professional PR people. So I like authors to get a taste of rejection. And tonight I see so many rejected authors. And it's great to see them. They are friends of ours. Before I give you too much more information, we're going to start something, we're going to have a musical treat in just a minute. But I just want to say, this organization was founded in 1976 by yours truly. And for 18 years, I was virtually the dictator of this organization. I was called the president. But very frankly, nobody else wanted the job. So I kept doing it for 18 years. And then at that time, we did get a president and a vice president, Patty Weckball. They thought that they should honor me in some way and have this IRWIN Award thing. Now, IRWIN is an acronym, although my parents never knew this. IRWIN, IRWIN, is Industry Recognition for Writers in the News. So, when Patty and Ernie and Barbara Gone sprung it on me that we're having the IRWIN Awards, they didn't even ask me. They had no idea. Hey, do you want it? Because if they had asked me, do you want something like the IRWIN Awards, I would have said, well, why don't we call it the Zookie Bookie Award? That's more my style. IRWIN is too classy, too Britishy, with due respect to our British people. IRWIN is a big name in England, right? Anyhow, the thing is, the IRWIN Awards came along, and I said, okay, Patty and Ernie and Barbara, let's do the IRWIN Awards, but let's pay respect to the authors and give them a pat on the back, because the IRWIN Award should not be given because of the popularity of a book or an author, or how big the sales are, but how hard the author is really working. And I know from my own twin daughters, and my oldest daughter who's not here with us tonight, and my wife who's a writer, how hard they work around the clock They really work very, very hard to really get radio, TV, and press coverage. It's a hard job. So to me, the IRWIN Award is a pat on the back. And everybody needs a pat on the back. So that's how the and this year is our 18th Annual IRWIN Awards. And it's very interesting to me and our family that the number 18 has a lot of significance, especially in the Hebrew Jewish religion. 18 is a lucky number. 18 is a lucky number. And if any of you saw Fiddler on the Roof, and I'm sure most of you did, whenever they said l'chaim, to life, they were really saying to number 18, because the word to life and 18 are the same. And tonight we're having our 18th annual award. And guess what day it is? Today is the 18th.
Yay!
So it's really great. You know, I usually say something at the Christmas time. Roses are red, violets are bluish. If it weren't for Jesus, we'd all be Jewish. So, well, right. Maybe I better save it for the Christmas party. But the thing is, I've always loved authors from my days in high school, in college, and in the Army when I edited an Army newspaper. I just love writers because they're very open-minded. Now, over the last 17 years, and with tonight, we will have honored almost 200 individual authors with an IRWIN Award. So I think that's great. I'll give you more information. By the way, many of you met our current president, Brad Butler. He was with the two wild kids, you know, and they were just bugging the hell out of him, and he had to leave. And I was bugging him all day in the office, so he had to leave tonight. Now, the thing is, we have a great meeting coming up December 12th. You've all got to mark it down. It's our annual holiday mixer, where we embrace Christmas, Hanukkah, and Kwanzaa. And we call it the holiday mixer. Now, I'm going to have somebody come up here in just a minute to give a little rendition of a song. The team of Rick Rogers and Sharon Evans, they are going to really be featured on our holiday mixer. Now, for the last few meetings, they've come here to give us a sample of what they do in the way of music. My wife and I love their type of music. So here is the team of Rick Rogers and Sharon Evans doing an interesting skit.
Thank you.
Oh.
Who are we expecting?
Rick, why are you doing this song as Groucho Marx?
Why not? Since we're here at the IRWIN Awards and all these book publicists, I thought it was a novel idea. And this song is written by four friends of mine. They're lads from Liverpool. I think you remember them. I'll put this down here. Yes, sir, oh madam, when you read my book, it took me years to write. May you take a look. Based on a novel by a man named Lear. I need a job and I want to be a paperback writer. Paperback writer. It's a dirty story about a dirty man and his claiming wife who doesn't understand. Son is working for the Daily Mail. It's a steady job, but he wants to be a paperback writer. Paperback writer. It's 1,000 pages, give and take a few. I'll be writing more in a week or two. I can make it longer if you like the style. I can change it around, and I want to be a paperback writer. Paperback writer. If you really like it, you can have writes, you can make $1 million overnight. You must return it, you can send it here. And I need a job and I want to be a paperback writer. Paperback writer. Paperback writer.
Thank you.
Oh, what's that? Because you want your cigar back.
Thank you.
They are both authors, by the way. Their books are bestsellers, and they haven't even come out with it yet. But it's a bestseller. Thank you very much. Now, you will see more of them. You will see more of them at our holiday mixer on December 12th. They'll do about 5 or 6 songs that you will love. And also at our holiday mixer, we will be presenting the 2nd annual Ernie Weckwaw Lifetime Achievement Award in honor of Ernie, who passed away 2 years ago. And we really miss him. He streamlined this organization with the newsletters and everything. He did a great job. So the Ernie Weckwaw Lifetime Achievement Award will go to Geraldine Saunders. Geraldine will be Geraldine Saunders is the Love Boat lady, and she's written several books. She's traveled all over the world. She's a syndicated astrological columnist. That's why she works until 2, 3 in the morning doing the charts. And she's just a fantastic woman. And I'll never forget when our twin daughters had their Sweet 16. Remember, Deborah?
Oh, yes.
Out in Malibu, the girls, Judi and Shari, were celebrating their Sweet 16. And Geraldine Saunders said, Irwin, I'd like to come out to the party. Won't be no charge. I said, that's perfect. And I will do the charts of the young ladies. There were about 20 people there. And we are indebted to you. A check's in the mail, by the way. Yeah. So we really appreciate everybody here tonight because it's a great event. Now, so put that down, December 12th for our annual holiday mixer. Now the IRWIN Awards, we're very, very lucky. I searched the entire country looking for celebrities to helm this award, because look at that gallery up there on the wall. You see the names of famous people who emceed the IRWIN Awards the past 17 years. You know, like Johnny Grant and Wink Martindale, and so many good people, Rosemary. You'll see the pictures there. And we didn't have to pay a penny to any of these celebrities to MC. And tonight, we're not going to pay a penny to each of these 2 ladies. And it was my darling wife who said to me, Irwin, stop looking all over the United States. You've got celebrities right under your nose. The Double Energy Twins. After all, they did the Today Show the day after Labor Day, September 4th. They did the Today Show. And in the LA Times this past Saturday, they got a great big feature story. Big feature story. Don't applaud, just buy their books. You know? I mean, you know, I'm trying to retire, and if you buy enough books, I can retire, right? Yeah, that's what they say, you know. And the thing about Judi and Shari is that it all started in high school at Beverly Hills High School. Believe it or not, I think, with due respect to my lovely wife, Deborah, they got a little fed up with Mom's cooking, and they decided to become vegetarians. And at the age of about 10 or 11, they became vegetarians. Then they became track stars. They ran at Beverly Hills High School, and they really broke the track records there at Beverly Hills High School. Then they went on to, while they were in high school, believe it or not, they wrote their first book, How to Survive Snack Attacks. Now, how did that book get published? Well, they came to me and they said, Dad, you know everybody in the business. That's what they thought. Get this book published. Well, you have to listen to your kids these days, right? Right? You have kids, you have a kid. You got to listen to the kids. So the first publisher I approached in Santa Barbara, he loved the idea of the snack attacks written by 17-year-old kids. And the book did very, very well. And the next book, How to Eat Without Meat, naturally did well. Then another book came out. Is this mic on or off?
You have to really talk in it.
Oh, I have to talk into it? Okay. I'm supposed to coach you. I tell you got to listen to those kids. Can you hear me in the back there?
It's cutting in and
No.
out. It's going in and out. Your voice is probably loud enough. You're pretty carry.
Okay.
There you go.
What's that?
I hear you.
Okay.
It's right there.
Okay.
You're doing great.
Oh, good. Okay, can you hear me in the back now? Yeah. Denise Cook, can you hear me? Okay, thank you. Oh, you're the one. Okay. Okay. Anyhow, the girls wrote several books, and one year, when they were just 21 years old, just got out of UC Santa Barbara, General Mills put them on a tour of major cities in the United States. And they really got a taste of PR. Really. And then they came out with a book called The Double Energy Diet, which is on sale there. And their latest book, which is really sweeping the country, The Ultimate Allergy Snack Cookbook. Now this book got them on the Today Show. Not because of great PR, but because of the contents of the book and the way they presented the subject of how to be allergy-free. Because if you state the facts to the media, like they did, and the New York Times backed them up and said 1 out of 13 children in the United States has an allergy problem, a food allergy problem. And this book is helping them. So the book has really been taken off since they've been doing national shows. They're doing almost a show a day from their homes in Santa Barbara. And they are going to take over tonight. You've had enough of me. Judi and Shari Zucker, the double energy twins.
I want to say we never have enough of you, Dad. We love you so much. He's pretty amazing. Come on, really.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay, this is what I'm going to do. Okay, first of all, I want to welcome all of you to the Book Publicist. Oh, there you go. That's okay, that's fine. I want to welcome you all to the Book Publicist of Southern California's 18th Annual IRWIN Awards. Woo! I'm Judi, and I'm Shari, and if you have difficulty telling us apart, do not feel bad because our father does too. That's right, all right? Okay, well, we've heard that there were many celebrities that were going to host this event tonight. In fact, I was told that Arnold Schwarzenegger was going to host this award, but he's very busy promoting his latest book, True Lies. No, the book is not called True Lies. It's called Total Recall, and that is not the reason he couldn't be here tonight. The reason is he is working on his latest movie called It Doesn't Matter What You Look Like, I Still Want to Sleep With You. Okay? I wonder what that's going to be rated. Okay, fine. I heard there was another celebrity host that was going to come here tonight, Lindsay Lohan. Yes. And she was driving her stolen Porsche over here, and she got into a fender bender. And didn't she text you? Yes. She texted me. I just want you to know she's all right. She's with her mother. And her mom wanted to be at this event tonight because she's written a book that she wants to promote called Party With Your Kids, How to Be Your Child's Best Friend. That ought to be a bestseller. Okay, now I think there's one other celebrity before they got to us. There's one other person. They're actually here. They're in the parking lot. He's totally drunk and out of his mind, Charlie Sheen. Yes, Charlie Sheen's here. He's looking for 2.5 women.
Okay, at least there's 2 women up here, and we're going to host this event tonight. So we're going to do this, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah, but you know what? I have to admit, I feel a little uncomfortable with this because we're not really celebrities.
Here, you can hold
No,
this.
I really don't think anybody here really knows who we are. I mean, really, we're not famous. We're not superstars like Snooki or Bristol Palin or Honey Boo Boo.
Wait a second. We're the Double Energy Twins. We're the authors of 5 published books on health and nutrition, including the Ultimate Allergy-Free Snack Cookbook and the Double Energy Diet. Plus, we're on the Today Show, the Better TV Show, and Fox and the LA Times.
No, we're not famous. I still don't think there's anybody here who really knows us. I mean, I bet there's not one person here that you can say that knows who we are. Dad?
Oh, I
So, anyway, the truth of the matter is the real celebrities tonight are the recipients of the IRWIN Awards, and also all of you, because you're stars and you're incredible. So now we're really proud of you here tonight. We want you to know that when we give out these awards, we would like you to keep your acceptance speeches to under 5 minutes. Like most award shows, if you do not keep it under 5 minutes, music will play. Not real music, because we couldn't hire the Los Angeles Symphony. You will hear this. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, and you don't want to hear that. Right, so try to keep it under 5 minutes if you can. Okay, our first recipient tonight is Danny Quintana. How fortunate some authors are to nab extra exposure because of what's going on in the news daily. It's been happening often this past year for Danny Quintana, author of Caught in the Middle, Stories of Hispanic Migration and Solution to America's Immigration Dilemma. He's the recipient of the 2012 IRWIN Award for Best News Tie-In with his book, which deals with immigration reform, a controversial topic the media loves to tackle with good guests such as Danny Quintana, Utah-based Danny, an attorney, speaks his mind and pulls no punches. He's a tireless advocate on behalf of world's disabled and immigration reform. Unfortunately, Danny won't be here tonight, so Irwin will pick up his award.
Thank you very much.
Okay, sorry we're reading these. We just got them today, so you'll have to bear with us. Okay, the next recipient for the award is Best Biographical Campaign goes to Julie Adams and Mitchell Danton. It was since Mitchell's persistency that got his mom, actress Julie Adams, thinking about writing her life story and finally producing it together as The Lucky Southern Star, Reflections from the Black Lagoon. And with almost 200 terrific photos. Julie started her film career in 1949, first co-starring in a series of westerns. Eventually she got to work with such major stars as Tony Curtis, Elvis Presley, Charlton Heston, Rock Hudson, Tyrone Power, John Wayne, and Jimmy Stewart, to name a few. Please welcome Julie Adams and Mitchell Danton.
Our great mother and son award winners ever.
Wow. Okay, let's hear from Julie.
All right. I'm very thrilled because I have always been a reader. When I was a kid, I fell in love with books, and I always had this stack, or I would go to the library and get different things. So even when I was small, I did. And then I read, those series about girls that were very popular, so I read all of those. And then later, I started reading Eugene O'Neill because I was interested in the theater. And the librarian, one day, she said to me, she was the mother of one of my friends, and she said, do your parents know what you're reading? And I said, oh, sure. You know, and of course I kind of kept Eugene O'Neill hidden because his stuff was very strong. But I love books, and I'm very honored to be here with all of you who really love books as well. And what a great addition to all of our lives have been the books that have meant a great deal to us, that have inspired us, and that maybe frightened us, they scary, or just to find some recognition. Sometimes you find a character in a book that resonates with you, that you understand so well, and that you say, oh yes, I know just how she feels, I would say this, yes, and that you sympathize with it, and that you learn from. And I think that's one of the great things about books.
That's wonderful. And there's so much to say.
Okay, I want to thank everyone, the Publicist of Southern California, for this great honor. Working with Mom was a great pleasure. Thanks to David Schechter, who's out there, Bob Marino, Irwin Zucker, who always believe in the book, and helping us to go all over the place. We've been to 7 states now, 10 cities, selling books. So met lots of people who love Julie, Creature from the Black Lagoon, been to the river, a lot of great films. So anyway, it's a great honor working with Mom and getting to bring her story to fans and friends all over the world. So thank you all so much.
Isn't that wonderful? Keeping the family. That's just terrific. What an honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Love your speaks, everybody. Are you doing Harrison here? Yes, I'm doing Harrison's next. Okay. This is the best. Okay. The award for Best Community Health Campaign goes to Dr. Levi Harrison, author of The Art of Fitness. He is not only a warm-hearted medical doctor and orthopedic surgeon, he is an avid sports enthusiast, fitness expert, motivational speaker, and philanthropist. He works with people of all ages in the community, often offering his medical and health services at no charge. Sounds like our father. A graduate of the University of Notre Dame, and he earned his medical degree at UC Davis. Please welcome Dr. Harrison. Hello. You left the book? That's okay. He's got an award. Here you go. And make sure you talk closely. Okay.
Hi everybody, good evening. I want to say thank you very much just for having me here tonight. I really want to thank Mr. Zucker for being such an iconoclast with respect to really pushing the efforts for us as authors. It really takes a great person like Mr. Zucker, and it's really his family, to say how important it is for us as authors to get the word out about whatever we think is important. So he's really done an incredible and impeccable job, not over 1 year or 2 years or 2 decades, but over a 30, 40-year period. So before I even accept anything, I just want to thank Mr. Zucker for being such a...
Minutes is over. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. So I want to tell you about my book. The book, The Art of Fitness, A Journey to Self-Enhancement, is really about getting everyone to understand that fitness, health, and well-being is an integrative approach to life. And that it's imperative that we really integrate fitness into all areas of our lifestyle. It's not about simply getting a six-pack or getting big guns or a nice buttocks. Those things are easy to achieve. The issues here are about how do you weave fitness into the fibers of your life in order to decrease the risk of cardiovascular disease, obesity, diabetes, hypertension, hyperlipidemia, hypercholesterolemia. So how do we do that? We do that by taking small, sustainable steps every day to be fit. It can either be by walking. You know, the goal here is to let people know, I want you to think about getting off the scale, getting on the walking path. Get off the scale and start walking every day. It's imperative that we really understand that fitness has to be a part of our daily lifestyle. Being fit is one of the elixirs of life, like clean water, clean air, clean food, clean thinking, and of course exercise. We have to do it. Exercise was never negotiable. Exercise was never if you feel like it. Exercise has to be a part of our daily regimens. So my platform is about really saving lives. How do we do that? We do that by exercising, by having a diet that is filled with moderation and balance. You know, we can see food, but because we see it doesn't mean we have to eat it. So with that said, I think it's imperative for us to consider remembering that our bodies are our temples. We only get one. You only get one. So why not value it? Why not decrease the amount that we're drinking alcohol or smoking? Why don't we really understand that cardiovascular disease is the #1 killer of women in America? So we have to make a full frontal assault to getting fit, to understanding this for our kids, and to leave them a legacy of what it is to be fit. How do we do that? Just make small, sustainable steps to have long-term, maintainable goals. It's not that difficult. So I want to say thank you very much.
And we can learn this a lot in your book.
Oh yeah, The Art of Fitness really tells you it's an easy read, and it really tells you how to do it. It's not difficult. Being fit is not difficult.
I hear you.
I think the goal is really pushing forth the effort that we have to do it. We really do. So I want to thank you for this award. Have a great day. Thank you.
We believe in what he says. We really do. I mean, we get up every single morning at 5 and go running for an hour and a half. All right. I'm inspired. Okay, our next recipient is the Best Sustained Campaign, Tony Medley. Staying power is a gift every author cherishes. It certainly has paid off for Tony Medley with his book, Sweaty Palms, The Neglected Art of Being Interviewed, the first complete book ever written on the interview for the interviewee. It was first published in 1978 and was introduced by Johnny Carson on The Tonight Show. This book tells the truth about a job interview and is still selling strong after 30 years. It's really needed in today's economy. Tony Medley invented, developed, and pioneered the videotape interview. As an attorney and businessman, he has conducted countless selection interviews to hire employees, evaluate witnesses and clients, and retain consultants. I'm sorry that let's see here. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2012 IRWIN Award for the Best Sustained Campaign goes to Tony.
Just showed up.
Tony, you showed up, and we're so excited. Okay,
Came out of the screen.
There you go.
Tony Medley, he emailed me several times today that he could not be here tonight because he had to cover a screening on behalf of the Lodge Fund Chronicle. And I said, well, find out if maybe the picture's so lousy you could walk out on it and then come to our meeting. So he surprised the heck out of me, Tony Medley.
Woo!
Actually, he hasn't seen the movie, but he was actually right. He could write my review. It was so bad I should have walked out on it. And as I walked in, I heard her giving my speech, so now I don't have much to say. I did invent the videotape interview, and actually the reason I wrote Sweaty Palms was because I was interviewing law students at law schools for law firms. That's too many laws, I guess. And the students, since I wasn't hiring them, I was just videotaping them to give to the law firms. They would stick around and ask me about their interview and what they should do, because most of it was the first time they'd been in an interview. So I decided I didn't have time. My interviews were spaced 10 minutes apart. So I decided I'd find a book that I could recommend for them to read. And I went out. There were about 100 books on the interview for interviewers, nothing for the interviewee. So I wrote Sweaty Palms, and I tried to get it published, and I don't know how many writers are out there, but it's really hard for a writer to get a book published if you're not known. So I got rejection letter after rejection letter, and one of them I saved, and I should have brought it. It was from Houghton Mifflin, and they said, well, you know, this is interesting, but we think it will sell 2,000 copies. Well, it sold over 500,000 copies, and it's still in print after 40 years. Thank all of you and thank Irwin for this, and I really appreciate it. I'm glad I could make it.
Well, it's our pleasure. All right. Okay. The next award is Entertainment Book of the Year for Peter Ford. There is no end to the wonderful stories throughout the book. Glenn Ford, A Life, a definite biography of the actor by his son Peter Ford. Peter is the recipient of the 2012 IRWIN Awards for Best Entertainment Book of the Year. The book is a real tell-all, and readers really get to know the Ford family, headed by Glenn Ford, Hollywood's #1 box office star of 1958, and Eleanor Powell, one of MGM's greatest musical stars. Unfortunately, Peter cannot be here tonight. Bob Marino is going to accept the award. Okay. There you go, Bob.
I certainly love Bob Marino. You know, first time I ever heard that, I played for the University of Notre Dame. You'll read the film before these two, and also with the Chicago Bears. And it's so great that I never heard Bob Marino, but I was always Robert. And the first thing about Peter Ford is his father was a terrific man. He did the best he did in acting. Glenda, everybody remembers. And his war career, I mean, outstanding. You talk World War II, you talk Korea and Vietnam, the things he had faced. Some men don't talk about it. Also, Gloria Paul, I'd like to say that your late boyfriend, Robert Ellsworth, he told me a lot of stories about the war. And I always remember him. He's always the way I thought and the way he was. A great gentleman. And that's all I have to say about that. And also Tony Curtis, another guy who told me about war stories. He was a great friend of mine. And also, one more thing, what Mitch didn't do, thank his lovely wife, Louise. And I don't know where she's at. She disappeared, like Houdini did. And also, we have also dressed up as the creature. So he wanted to come and say hi to. Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate your evening. And these are two wonderful ladies. I've never met them before after all these years. Thank you. Bye-bye. Nice.
Okay, now here's the award. You did fantastic.
Thank you.
And I have to comment, I love this group. Everybody's got the spirit. I keep on seeing your Halloween hat. That's happening. Okay. Now, the best nonfiction campaign goes to Granger Court. What a delight it is for a former paratrooper from South Africa to happily drop in on us tonight. He's Granger Court, author of a fast-moving, action-packed book called 19 with a Bullet, which has earned him a 2012 IRWIN Award for the Best Nonfiction Campaign of the Year. He served 2 years in 1980 and 1981, the one parachute baton at the height of the South African Bush War in Southwest Africa and Angola. He was always getting into trouble, going AWOL on the eve of the battle, facing a court-martial for beating up a sergeant major, fist-fighting with drug squad agents. Just some of the colorful anecdotes in the book. His writing style has been called frontline, punchy, brutal, self-deprecating, and at times humorous, and always honest. After 2 years of fighting in the African bush, he took up professional boxing and did quite well as a middleweight fighter. In 1985, he came to the U.S., settling in L.A. He won't quit writing on his day job, as a plumber here.
That's right.
All right.
That's right, you got it.
Do you have business cards?
I sure do.
Okay, there you go.
Big money.
Here's the brutally honest former paratrooper turned author, Granger Court, poised to receive his IRWIN Award for the Best Nonfiction Campaign. He's come a long way. Step up here, Granger.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I just want to say thanks to Irwin and Southern California Book Club. Thanks, Irwin, for everything. When I wrote this book, I was just telling my own story about my time in the as a paratrooper in the South African Airborne. Little did I know that the good rewards that I got from this book was that it brought attention to a little-known conflict, which was actually the last conflict of the Cold War, which was in Angola. South Africa was surrounded by Marxist and communist countries, and it was a conflict and a little war that got little attention. But this book's been doing pretty well, and it's brought the rewarding thing for me is that it's brought quite a bit of notice to it, to the guys that fought there, and some recognition for them and of the conflict. So thank you very much for this award, Irwin.
Thank you.
And thank you.
Now don't forget, you guys pull me too.
Okay.
plumbing too.
Oh, Dr. Levi Harrison told me if I don't show this book tonight, he'll never come again for another award. So here is The Art of Fitness, and I think his next book is going to be terrific because it's called The Art of Gratitude, which we should all have. Thank you. Thank you for this.
I love that. I love that title. We're all grateful to be here tonight. And Shari, here you go. Okay. The best international campaign goes to Joyce Alexander. Now we have an IRWINner who has traveled all the way from our current base in London, England. She's psychotherapist Joyce Alexander, longtime book publicist member, author, and producer of a range of self-help CDs on topics ranging from healing your heart, from all types of bereavement and stress management. She has created a series of TV shows covering self-help topics and has also shot a TV commercial with a canine friend for her dog bereavement CD, which will air on Sunday, October